It's been a while since I've done an update on the upcoming Hellroaring Mountain DLC map, so let's take a look at that. Like every game map, Hellroaring needs its own set of den sites, and as usual, where those dens are located is really defined by the topography of the map. We have the Yellowstone River coming through here, flowing from right to left through the Black Canyon of the Yellowstone. We have Hellroaring Creek coming down from Montana. And this upland area here in the western half of the map is really where most of the den sites are, although there are some on the south side of the Yellowstone as well, in this hilly forested area. Wolves like that. There are a few elsewhere in the map, not so many here in this broad grassland area. That's too exposed to be good den territory. For the dens themselves, well, after making over 90 dens in Slough Creek, and then Lost River, and then Amethyst Mountain, coming up with some new, interesting dens has become a bit of a challenge. Of course, we have the regular old dirt burrow dens. That's a classic. That is the most common type of den that wolves have. And the den hole does enlarge when the wolf digs it out here, but you know, that dirt's got to go somewhere, and so I thought maybe we should have a new version of this to use sometimes where you really see the pile of dirt grow. And so I asked 3D artist Damian Patterson, who's been doing a lot of work for us lately, to create a new animated mesh that does this. And so now at locations that have this new den, as you dig it out, you do see this accumulation of dirt right under your feet. I'm always searching for photos of wolf dens to get ideas for new kinds of dens. And so one thing I've noticed is that they do like to dig out a hole underneath some kind of structure, typically a dead log. We already have one like that in Amethyst, but I think we can do with a few more here. So here's a den I've started on, and here's a model of a dead tree, nice photogrammetry model, which has a lot of detail on it. So we can use this here, I think. So let's move it down, rotate it around, have it fallen over. So it's clearly been laying here, and whatever animal dug this out initially saw a nice opportunity here. Actually, the arch goes this way better, I think, to kind of nestle over that entrance. And there we go. This den needs a little more work, though. You can see the edge of the den mesh here. Let's adjust the terrain a little bit. These are always tricky because our terrain is relatively low resolution. It's about 1 pixel of the height map, the height data for every meter of area. And I'd like it to be higher, but that would have a real performance impact. So it gets very finicky here to try to get just how you want it. And then the texturing over here always ends up taking a lot of time and fussing. So I'm sure I'll come back to this and fuss with it more, but you get the basic idea here. Another source of inspiration, of course, is just hiking out in nature. Hiking in Zion National Park last fall, we saw this boulder that was balanced on top of another rock that was kind of cool, and so that inspired this den in Hellroaring. A bit precarious, but it should be fine. We often go to the Black Hills in South Dakota, and there's a trail leaving from Sylvan Lake. You go through this crack between 2 granite walls, and there is a boulder, actually 2 boulders, suspended up there. You can walk underneath. A little nerve-wracking. And so here is one of the rock dens in Hellroaring, nestled in a crack between 2 rock walls. And let's bring this granite boulder, split in half long ago, bring it in here, just above the den entrance here. Let's rotate it around, got to nudge it in there, nestle it in there, so it's just precariously balanced. I'm sure it's safe, right? It's not gonna fall. It's gotta look like it's gonna fall though. I can see a gap there. Let's bump up the scale a little bit. Getting close. So there you go. That's the basic idea. And yeah, I'm sure that's safe. No worries for the pups. So there we have it. We've actually got 34 dens in Hellroaring now. Some are just the plain old ordinary dirt dens, and some are a bit more interesting. And so we've been making slow but steady progress on the Hellroaring Mountain map. Still have to finish up a few new little things, but I do expect this DLC map to be ready to release this spring.